I had to step back before so she wouldn't run me over.
Okay. Yeah,
so,
I'll charge her with it.
Yeah. And then refusing to give information.
Oh, she wouldn't stop until I got up here. I was doing almost 100 just to catch up to her. Would have taken a lot less time had you just stopped. Then you wouldn't be in this situation.
In Florida, deputies from a local sheriff's office had been managing a serious multi-vehicle traffic crash on Carter Road for well over an hour, legally closing the roadway to allow tow trucks to clear the scene. The closure was fully authorized under Florida law, and every driver on that stretch of road was required to wait. What happened next would take a routine crash scene and transform it into a felony arrest.
Oh boy, that didn't work out too well. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? No! I don't care! The answer's no!
Florida, hi to David, Nora.
Okay. Can you give me your driver's license? Let me. Yes, it is. What? Do you not see this blue truck? Do you not see that blue truck? Put your car in park and give me your driver's license. Put your car in park and give me your driver's license.
Waiting at the freaking bus stop.
I don't care. We got blue lights and people's safety for a reason.
I live right there.
Put your car in park.
Oh my God.
Okay. Stop her.
Yo, stop.
Britt, go. Put her in jail. I'll be there.
You had a lot of background.
Moonsail Drive, Barrow Coast Trail. Get in the car. Sit down.
My daughter was right here waiting for me.
Sit down.
Oh my God.
Give me your driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance.
Because they blocked it off, and I was trying to get to Giselle, and I got here. She's not freaking
It's
here.
related to that.
Look, my daughter.
Okay, sit down.
My daughter's right there.
I don't care.
I was trying to get to my daughter. Dude, it's blocked off.
Sit down and give me your driver's license now.
I don't have it with me. It's at the house.
Don't get involved. Don't get involved.
That's right.
I get it, but don't get involved.
Well, then you don't need to yell at me. I'm not being.
Don't get involved.
Get off the
I
phone.
was trying to. This is my husband.
I don't care.
I was trying
You
to.
are stopped for a lawful reason.
How was it? It wasn't even blocked off. People were coming out of the street.
North 32. Can you advise
You
me
guys
that
were
tag
blocking
goes
all
back
the way to 75.
Yeah, why do you think we're doing that?
It was nothing blocking.
It was a traffic
this way.
crash. Okay?
It was
you
nothing
disobeyed.
blocking this
Okay,
way.
I'm not arguing with you.
Eduardo Garcia.
You don't have a driver's license?
I have a driver's license. It's at home. That's what
What's
I'm
your
trying
name?
to say.
What's your name?
I'm not saying that.
Okay. It comes back to a male Eduardo something.
If you want my
She's
driver's
refusing.
license,
Okay.
You want it or do you want me to take it?
You can take it.
All right. Come on.
Your kids are in the car, are they?
Turn around. This is not the way you should have handled this.
I don't need to be arrested, man.
Without warning, a woman identified as Jessica steered her vehicle around the barricade and drove directly into the oncoming lane of traffic, bypassing deputies who were actively directing the scene on Carter Road. Under Florida Statute Section 316.126 and Section 316.072, all drivers are legally required to obey officers who are directing traffic. Driving around a lawful barricade is a clear violation of both statutes. As she drove through, one deputy was forced to physically step back to avoid being struck by her moving vehicle. That single moment captured on Bodycam would become the foundation for a potential felony charge. Under Florida Statute Section 784.07, subsection 2b, aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer is a third-degree felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison. Her vehicle coming toward that deputy triggered this statute. Rather than stopping, Jessica drove away from the scene entirely. A second deputy gave pursuit on Carter Road, reaching speeds of nearly 100 miles per hour before successfully stopping her vehicle further down the road. When stopped, Jessica was immediately confrontational. She disputed the lawfulness of the stop, argued that the road had not been fully blocked, and claimed she had been trying to reach her daughter at the crash scene. Deputies requested her driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance. She refused, stating her license was at home. Florida Statute Section 322.15 requires drivers to carry and present their license upon demand during any lawful stop. Deliberate refusal to provide documents during a lawful traffic stop violates Florida Statute Section 843.02. Resisting an officer without violence, a first-degree misdemeanor carrying up to 1 year in county jail. She also refused to identify herself by name. Deputies eventually confirmed her identity through the vehicle registration, By this point, she had accumulated probable cause for multiple separate criminal charges in under 5 minutes.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my driver's license. I was trying to get my daughter. My daughter's right there. My daughter's right there.
Do you have anything in your pockets?
Yes.
What do you have?
I don't know. What, my keys.
All right. And
Okay, so per Florida statute, when we stop you, you have to give us certain documents, and she's refusing. So, unfortunately for her, that's violation, and that's a jailable offense. I don't know. So she probably should have listened to us a mile up the street, and this wouldn't be happening. But she couldn't wait the 5 seconds it was going to take us to open up the road to come down here, and she came that far from hitting him. So now it's aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, which is a felony. So you can go. Do you know who owns this car?
Yes.
Okay, can you call them and have them come pick it up? Yeah, it's her sister.
is this Jessica?
No, we're not giving her a ticket.
No. Am I able to take the car?
If she allows you to take the car, yeah. How are you going to get home?
I live down the street.
Are you going to walk back?
Yes.
Okay. If she allows you to take the car, then yeah, we'll let you take the car.
Do we have a name for her yet? Because she's refusing.
Is her name Jessica? Yes. You can charge her with
I only saw bits and pieces of it, so what? Obviously, we've got driving around the barricade.
Driving around the barricade, and then she drove off on the street. But I had to step back before, so she wouldn't run me over.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I'll charge her with it.
Yeah. And then refusing to give information.
Oh, she wouldn't stop until I got up here. I was doing almost 100 just to catch up to her. Would have taken a lot less time had you just stopped. Then you wouldn't be in this situation. It doesn't give you the right to almost run over a police officer or disobey.
I wasn't even close to her.
Okay.
I was not close to her at all. So, again, why is she being arrested?
Let me walk you through this.
Please.
Okay? There's a massive traffic crash up there, right? We've had to direct traffic for over an hour and a half. We shut the road down legally to get the tow trucks in so we could get the cars off the road in order to open the flow of traffic back up. Do you understand that part?
Yeah.
Okay. She decided she didn't want to wait. We pulled off the road and we opened the entire lanes back up. She went in the opposite lane of traffic, and when I stopped her, she decided she didn't want to wait, right? And I don't know what I'm talking about. So she drives off, almost runs over my foot, doesn't stop for him, and then speeds all the way up Carter Road. And then when he stops her here, she refuses to get her information. She refuses to say anything other than the fact I had to go get my daughter. And when we legally stop you for a traffic violation and you refuse to give your stuff, it's a violation of Florida state statute, and she went to jail.
So that's the only charge right now, violation of...
No, she's probably going to get we're going to watch the video, and if one of us had to step back, she's probably going to get an aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, which is a felony. Had she just waited 5 more seconds, I was getting in my vehicle, and I was pulling off the side of the road. But because she couldn't wait, and she went in the opposite lane of traffic, which could have caused an accident.
The senior deputy on scene delivered an exceptional on-camera explanation of every legal element involved. The lawful road closure, the unlawful lane change, the near contact with the first deputy, the flight, and the refusal to cooperate, under Graham v. Connor. Decided by the Supreme Court in 1989, officer conduct is evaluated from the perspective of a reasonable officer at the scene, not with hindsight. Every action taken by deputies here passes that standard clearly. Pennsylvania v. Mimms, decided in 1977, affirms that officers conducting a lawful traffic stop have full authority to order a driver out of their vehicle and demand documentation. Jessica had no legal basis to refuse either request. Jessica was placed under arrest and charged with resisting an officer without violence under Section 843.02. She was also cited for disobeying a police officer. Deputies additionally discussed filing aggravated assault charges pending footage review. Jessica ultimately entered a no-contest plea. She was sentenced to 6 months of probation. Given that she faced potential felony exposure under Florida Statute Section 784.07, The probationary sentence represents a favorable outcome for the defense.
Because the people that were coming off of Carter turning right onto Moccasin Wallow have the right of way. She's in the opposite lane of traffic. And had she called a traffic crash, a head-on traffic crash, we'd have been towing her off in an ambulance. So we don't do things just to piss people off, right? We do things for safety of everybody involved. To include us, to include the two people that were already involved in the traffic crash. And we don't have time for this, right? Had she just waited and stopped there, and I'm pretty easygoing, right? So when I ask you to stop, that's what I'm asking you to do. And don't give me this line of excuse. Everybody on that road has somewhere to be. I mean, it's been a busy road for a lot of years. When I ask you to stop and get out of the opposite lane of traffic, we have a problem. And then when we come up here, legally we're allowed to ask you for your documents, your driver's license, your all that. She's refusing. So, unfortunately for her, better choices next time. But again, we had a lawful reason to stop that, and because she didn't think that she needed to wait, or that some of the road was opened up to get the traffic, the tow trucks in, then yeah. And so that's the whole story.
The deputies in this incident earn a grade of A. They maintained professionalism throughout, applied no unnecessary force, documented every element of probable cause, and explained their authority to all parties with precision and patience. Jessica earns a grade of D+. She violated a legal barricade, drove into oncoming traffic, forced a deputy to retreat, fled the stop, and refused to cooperate at every stage, compounding every prior mistake with a new one. The department earns a grade of A-. The road closure was lawful, the arrest was justified, and the prosecution was proportionately calibrated. A minor deduction applies for the unconfirmed final status of the aggravated assault charge. The first lesson here is straightforward. A lawful order from a law enforcement officer directing traffic is not optional. Whether the delay feels unreasonable or not, the legal obligation to comply is absolute under Florida law. The second lesson. Refusing to provide identification or documentation during a lawful stop does not protect you, it exposes you to additional criminal charges. Silence has its place, but document refusal under Section 322.15 is a crime in Florida. The third and most important lesson. One bad decision compounds into the next. A 5-second wait at a barricade would have ended this encounter before it began. Instead, impatience produced a criminal record and 6 months of probation. Let us know what interaction or legal topic you would like us to cover next. If you found this analysis valuable, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you in the next one.